Hey, so as you guys know, I never film in my car. I think I've done it maybe once or twice on some shorts. It's just not my thing. But there's a reason I'm doing it. I am supposed to be, I'm a teacher by day, but teachers, we don't get paid a lot. Florida's the 50th in the nation. I'm in the county that's at the bottom of all the counties. So I am at the bottom of the bottom of the bottom. So I have to do side gigs sometimes to make ends meet. And so I'm repping this 30 seconds outdoor cleaner at a home improvement store. I don't know how much I can say about this stuff, but anyway. And I walk in and they say, "Oh, we don't have a demo scheduled for today." So I texted my point of contact and I'm waiting to hear from her. And I was like, well, no sense in me standing around a Lowe's, except I could meet men that way. But I'm like, I'm going to go in my car, wait for her to tell me what to do because I'm kind of in limbo. So I figured I'd make a YouTube video. Why not? I got the time. It's just unfortunate I don't have a place to put my phone, so I'm going to be using my hand. So I don't know how long this video is going to be because I'm sure eventually I'll get tired of holding it with my hand. But I had a thought for all of the single people, which includes myself. It feels like it's nearly impossible to meet someone today, right? Which I know it's not impossible. I have friends that have recently found people. One was online. I mean, other people, well, actually two were online. Oh boy. So I keep thinking, I should get back online, but I really don't want to do the dating app thing again. And so I was thinking, what could I do to increase my chances of organically meeting someone aside from just doing my normal activities, hobbies, life that I do? And I thought, okay, I'm going to try to put myself out in the world more because I got into this thing where I was home getting things delivered all the time. And that, of course, is not going to help you meet anybody. And two, I'm going to challenge myself to approach strangers that I think are attractive and just start a very basic conversation. Just say hi or comment on something. Like there was a guy at Chipotle in line the other day and he had a great mustache, and I almost went up to him and said, "I love your mustache," but he was on his phone, and I thought, I'm not gonna interrupt him if he's on his phone. So, and then there was another instance where I was gonna go up to somebody and I forgot why I didn't. I think it was on my way out leaving, and I was like, oh, that's right, because he was on the other end of the store, and I thought, I'm not going to make a beeline for this guy. It'll look really obvious. And I'm like, oh, you're really cute. I got to ask you out. Or not ask you out. I'm not going to ask them out. I just want to introduce myself because, a lot of these guys don't wear wedding rings. And so I don't know. If you don't have a wedding ring, I want to say hi, but then I might find out you have a girlfriend, a fiance, or you're married or whatever. So I'm going to try those two things and we'll see what happens. An update on my positivity experiment, because my last video was called the positivity experiment, I think, where I was going to try really hard for a while to think positive thoughts, count it all joy. That's my phrase that I've been saying in my head. I count it all joy, even though sometimes it's something awful and I laugh. I go, I count it all joy, yes, with a grimace on my face, but I'm doing it. I'm doing the thing. And I don't see a drastic difference yet. I think it's only been, 3 weeks? Maybe a month? Maybe not even a month. My mind is weird with time. I'll think something has been a lot longer than it's been, especially relationships. And I think that's what scares off some of these men is I get my head. I'm like, oh, we've been together 6 months, right? And then we look at the calendar. It's been a month or 2 months. Like, oops. I don't know what that is about my brain, but it does that. So it hasn't been that long. So I'm going to keep it up and see if I can see more changes. I had a spell there for a few days where I was just not wanting to be positive at all. And it felt like it not boomeranged. It felt like it switched the other way and I wanted to be so negative. But I have found that it's helping me to be lighter, put myself out there more, appreciate things more. Because I was thinking, I was checking in for a doctor's appointment, and it was asking me these questions that normally they wouldn't ask you, right? But they're just looking out for your well-being. Things like, Have you been able to, in the last 12 months, have you been able to buy food without worrying, that you can't afford it or whatever? Can you pay your bills? Do you have a roof over your head? Can you pay do you have electricity in your house or what? Just basic human necessities, needs. I don't know. What am I trying to say? It's early. My brain's still coming online. But it really made me grateful. I thought, oh my gosh, I am so fortunate. As much as I complain, I don't have this, I don't have that, I'm at this age and I'm not where I want to be in these areas of my life. I have to be so grateful. Look at this. I got a car that I love. I've got jobs, more than one job to keep me afloat. I've got amazing friends, amazing family, people I love that love me incredibly deeply. It's just beautiful. And no, I don't have a relationship. No, I don't have the career of my dreams. No, I'm maybe not living exactly in my dream place, but I count it all joy. And I'm grateful to have what I have. I have a home. I can pay my bills. Yeah, I'm not making buku bucks. I'm a teacher in the 50th state in the nation, right? But I can pay my bills. So that's another thing, I think, for those of us that are doing okay, but we're not where we want to be and we get discouraged, just remember the things that you have, which is hard. And I hate when people say this. I can't believe it's coming out of my mouth, because sometimes you're so frustrated. You're like, I don't want to be grateful. And that's okay. If you're having one of those days where you don't want to be grateful, don't force it. Don't force it. But sometimes you kind of have to do that. And another thing, so this is going to be a hodgepodge of things that I've been thinking a lot about lately, but I didn't want to just focus one video on because it's not that deep, really. And a lot of people know this, especially athletes, I think, and people that are really into, like, they're focused on their thing, whatever their thing is that discipline needs to override feelings. So I'm somebody that's really big on feelings. How does this make me feel? Do I feel like doing it today? If I don't feel like doing it today, I'm not going to do it today. It's sort of like I'm honoring myself. But I've noticed when I just do the discipline thing and I say, okay, but this is what I don't want to say should, because that's not, let's get rid of the shoulds. Need to do. This is what I really need to do for future Rebecca to be happy. When I do that, even though it's harder, I'm happier. I notice I feel more fulfilled. I feel proud of myself. I'm like, oh my gosh, look at you. You can do it. You can do hard things. So you can do hard things. If I can do hard things, you can do hard things. Because trust me, I can. There's like this little girl still in here that's running the show. And she just wants to paint and play music and sing and dance around the house and have fun all the time and not work and not do the hard stuff, the grown-up stuff. But man, when you do, it feels good when you discipline. So discipline overriding feelings. And just, if you intuitively know, okay, I really should do this thing, but you're not feeling like it, sometimes it's good to push through. It depends on what it is. There are some things where I would say yes, honor that feeling of it's not the day. Sometimes you need to rest and sometimes you need to back off a little bit. So none of this is black and white. It's all very nuanced and depends on the situation, of course. So those are the things on my heart. Maybe this is why there was a bit of a delay in my demo today. Maybe I was meant to film a video. And spring break has started. I'm working the first half of it, of course, getting that extra cash. And then after that, we'll see where the wind blows. But in the meantime, I send you guys a lot of love. There's a lot going on. I find that if I'm on the internet too much, my head gets funny. I start spiraling into the doom and gloom. So if you're on the internet a lot, maybe take a break and try to just go outside for a bit or take a walk or something and get some fresh air and see some people. Maybe grab coffee or something if you can. I don't know what your situation's like. Yeah. And I don't want to contribute to people being online a lot, but I also like that this allows me to reach people, tell them what I've learned. Maybe it'll help you with what you're going through. We're this connected collective. So tell me how you're doing. Tell me what you've learned lately. And thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you. And I hope you have an awesome day, week, month, year. And be excellent to yourselves and each other. And I'll see you in the next one.